inside the object oriented programming, we have to create classes here. Okay, what we have to create? We have to create our own classes. That classes may containing your functions that we learned in our last week. I hope that I also told you that you have to do the lot of practice of that functions part. I hope that you did it. Okay. Now let us see how to create one class here. Okay. So to create any class, we have to start writing down like this. We have to write class, and above this we have to write down that class name. Let us say I am writing the class name as a car as of now. Okay, and after this I have to use colons, and below this I have to start writing my function. Okay, I am writing this function. You know how to write simple function there. Okay, now whenever I have to pass any data to my classes, look whatever I'm saying, that whenever I have to pass to any data to my that I have to pass that data to my class, so I will write my first function, that is underscore underscore in it, underscore underscore in it, and above this in it, inside the bracket I will write down first element, that is self. Now you may asking, what is this? This is nothing but your constructor. Okay, and inside this constructor we are passing our data set. For as of now we have to compulsory first of all pass out this self, and after this self we have to start to write down whatever arguments we have to provide here. Something like inside the car I want to pass out argument like body type of that car, and after this I have to pass out the engine. That means whatever we engine size. Okay, after the engine, let us say I have to write my fuel, it is a petrol or diesel, and then I have to pass out color, which color of car I want. Okay, and what is this underscore underscore in it? It is nothing but your constructor. That is means way to pass data. What is meaning this? Way to pass data. Okay, now whenever I will write down this constructor, and inside this I am passing data. Okay, whatever my arguments there. Okay, now after this I will start defining this data. What is this my data? Okay, now look at here. Below this function I will write down self dot body. What is my self dot body here? That is nothing but whatever I written here for my body, that will be my body. Okay, but I am assigning it as a self dot body. Now you may think that what is this self? Self is nothing but my pointer. Okay, this is my pointer. What I want, that self dot body, that means you have to show me what is body. Similarly, like I have to define self dot type, which type of car you have. That is nothing but whatever I pass to that value for that type. Self dot engine, that will be my engine. Okay, that will be my engine. Similarly, self dot fuel, that will be my value of fuel. That similarly self dot color, that will be my color. Okay, now my this first function is completed. Now what I am doing here, I am passing my all this data to my this class name having car. Okay, so let us start to create this class. Now what we learned, that how to create class. we can create class by writing then class, and above this class I am writing name of my class, that will be my car. Okay, and now I have to define constructor, that is underscore underscore in it, and above this I will start to pass out my data. That, and first of all I have to write down compulsory here self. After the self I have to write down my first argument, that is body type. Okay, after body type I have to write down next argument, that is engine, fuel, color. Now this much of arguments I am getting from the for this class. Now similarly, now we have to define what is my data. Now self dot body is nothing but whatever I return their value for my body. Similarly for self dot, it is nothing but body type. Okay, self dot body type, self dot body type, self dot engine is nothing but engine, self dot fuel is nothing but whatever I return their value for my fuel. Self dot color is nothing but whatever I return their value for my color. Okay, now my this data is now defined. Okay, and look at here, whatever I am writing this data here, that is I am passing to my this class. But how I am it is passing? By using this constructor init. Okay, now my this first function is completed. Now this function is for to pass data to my class. Okay, now I have to write down one more function after this, that is define my test. This is test having data of self, that means above this data. Okay, now what is the work of this function? Just to print out that this is my test one, otherwise simply my test in class of car. Okay, now let us execute this. Now we have to look, we have to pass the value for this class now. Okay, now anybody can tell me what is the car? Is there any specific car, or there will be any names of car or something like Nexon, Fortuner? Tell me, anybody can tell?
SUV.
SUV is the type of car. It is
Types
not
of
the
car.
car. Yes, it comes under the category of types of car. But what I am asking is, whenever you say there is a, you have to buy a car. So there is any object that is having only car, or there will be any object having the name of Fortuner. There may be a Nexon. Okay, that types of car. Tell me, anybody can tell what I'm asking here. Whenever you are going to buy any car, so what you do in that showroom? What you ask them that which type of car you want, or you just want only car? Tell me what you do there,
No, sir, we will buy a specific car of a specific
right?
company.
As
Yes.
yes, as our conditions, right? So I'm writing my conditions here. That means I'm passing the values for body type. There may be a SUV car, there may be a sedan car. Okay, And now I am defining the engine, how much size of engine you want. Let us say there are the different types of engine, 1000 cc, 1500 cc, 2000 cc. That is the my specification. And then the type of fuel, it is a petrol or diesel or a CNG. And then I am defining the color of my car, whatever color you want. Okay, this type of data I am passing to my this class having name car. So now we have to define that object. Now I am defining my object as a Nexon. Okay, now Nexon is my car, and I have to pass out values for this Nexon, but that values are present inside my class object, right? Now that's why I will write down here car. Okay, look at this. I am only pressing C, and after C, it is showing me a suggestions. Okay, now their car is present. Car class is present. Now inside the car, which objects I have to pass out? Tell me how much objects I have to pass out here. Anybody can? How much value I have
Self,
to provide
body
for?
type, engine,
Okay. Actually, we don't have to
fuel and
pass out
color.
this value for the. We don't have to pass out any value for this cell. Okay. We have to start to pass out values from this body type. Okay. So what will I do?
Okay,
I
sir.
will pass first my value for my body type, that is SUV. Okay. After this SUV, I will pass next value for the engine size. Okay, now I want 1500 cc's of engine. After this, I have to pass out value for fuel. Okay, it is a petrol car. Okay, after this, I have to pass out color. Which type of color you want? Okay, I want the red color. Okay, now my object is, look how much values I am passing here. My first value is body type, whichever I have written here. First of all, I have to pass out value for this body type, that is my ESV. Next is engine, it is 1500. Next is fuel, it is a petrol and color is red. Now I have to create this object. Okay, now let us execute this object. Now, look at here, this object is created. Now, I have to check the specifications, otherwise I have to check the objects of my Nexon. I will simply write here Nexon dot and tab. Whenever I am pressing tab, now it is showing me this one, 2, 3, 4, and 5. 5 objects. Now, out of these 5 objects, I am selecting first of all body type and only executing this body type. Now, tell me which body type is it is showing me. It is showing me as a SUV, whichever I have passed a value for this body type. Okay, now similarly, next on dot color. Now tell me which color will come here. Anybody?
Red color.
Okay, red color. Similarly, next on dot engine, it will show me 1500 cc. Next on dot fuel, it is having petrol car. Okay, now this one is interesting. Next on dot test. Now tell me what will happen here. What is my test? What is the output of my test? The output
Sir,
of
it
my
will
this
print
test,
the print statement.
right? The output of my this test is simply I have to print out this is my test inside class of car. Okay. Now I will execute it. It is showing me that this is my test in a class of car. Like this way, we can create our objects. Okay. So first of all, write down this question, and if anybody can have doubt, you can ask. First of all, tell me it is clear or not. If
Sir, I
you
have a
have,
doubt.
Okay, go ahead.
Why are we writing self in the test function?
Okay, interesting. Now, what we have to do? We have to fetch our cursor to that specific object. Now, look at here. What I am writing here. Now, I am writing nexon.body type. Now, whenever I am writing my name for my object, now that is taken by this self. Look at here. Nexon.body type will show me whatever my value of body type.
Yes, sir.
Like that way, our object will get the name of that class and it will show us value whatever we are writing here. Now similarly, like self dot engine, that means what is the your engine. But what is self? Self is nothing but our whatever this object name nexon dot engine. So this will show me whatever my value of engine, that is I am passing here.
Yes.
Okay, look at here. First of all, how our data is transferring to this object, this class. First of all, whatever data we are writing here, let us say for this suv, now this data is first of all going here. Now I am writing this value for body type, that is suv. Okay, now we have first value, that is body type, and that is we are writing by suv. Okay, now after this I am writing self.body. That means whatever my object name nexon.body. So what is this body? This is nothing but whatever my value of body type. So tell me what is my value for body type? That is having SUV. Okay. Like that way, all this data will pass to our objects. Engine will get whatever my value of that engine, that is having 1500. Similarly for fuel, similarly for my color. Okay, and what is this test? Whenever I will call this test, you have to show me output of this. Now you already learned the topic of functions. Whenever I will call that function, you have to show me output. Now inside any class, we can write down multiple functions. Okay, look at here. This is our first function, and this function is for the providing data set to my class. And this is my next function, that is having test, and the output of this function is simple. You have to print out this statement here. Okay, now write down this. Completed?
Yes, sir.
Okay, now write down this all. Have you written all this or checked all these values with your object?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, now we will assign our new object. Now we have new car that is having Fortuner. This is my Fortuner car having objects. Now tell me first argument will be for my which type? Tell me. First argument is for
Body type.
body type. Okay. Now my Fortuner is having SUV body type. Now second, what is my second argument?
Engine.
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 Okay. I have now 2000 of cc engine. Now third, tell me
Fuel.
fuel. Now I have diesel engine, and last that is my
Color.
color. Okay. Now I have white color of Fortuner. Okay. Now this object is now created. Now I have to check all these values for my Fortuner. Fortuner dot body type. Now tell me what is the body type of this Fortuner. It is having SUV.
SUV.
Fortuner dot color. Now this Fortuner is having white color. Fortuner dot engine. Now this Fortuner is having 2000 cc engine. Now Fortuner dot test. Now this is only printing. This is my test inside class of car. Okay. Now this is simply one class. Now let us create one more class. Okay. Now I am creating one more class that is having name house. Okay. House. Now inside the house, first of all I am writing first function that is underscore underscore in it. This is for to passing the data to my class, way to pass data. Now first of all compulsory which object I have to write down here, that is self. After the self I have to write down whatever object I want to pass here. So first of all I want to pass out the size of area of house, and second is BHK, how much BHK you want, and then the how much floor it is having, one floor, two floor. Okay. And after the floor I have to pass out the type of that house. It is a row house or it is a apartment. Okay, that type of. Now I have to define this data. Now look at this. I am writing here self dot area. That is nothing but my value of area. Second thing I am passing here self dot bhk. Now that is my bhk. Self dot floor. That is nothing but my value of floor. Self dot type. Look at here. There is nothing any compulsion like I have to write down only the same name type. Otherwise floor. I can use anything here. For as of now, I am taking house type. House type is nothing but whatever I written there value of type. Okay. Now simply I am creating this class. I have to pass out the values for this house. Okay. Now what is the my house name? Okay. I have to pass out first of all anything. Okay. Now I am the writing the name of house that is having data. This is my name of house. Okay. Now, uh, otherwise we can write down any name here. Okay, Sachin. Sachin is my name of house. Now, what is the specification of my house? So I am writing house. Inside the house, I am writing first of all what is my area size. It is having 1000 SQ FT square feet. Okay. Now, what is my second? How much BHK it is? It is having 3 BHK. And next, that is floor. It is having uh, 3 floor. Okay. Now, what is my type of house? It is having apartment. Apartment. Okay. Now, simply my this house is created. Now, whenever I will check the Sachin dot area, look at here, Sachin dot area, it will show me it is having 1000 square feet. Now, Sachin dot BHK, it is having how much BHK? It is having 3 BHK. Sachin dot floor, how much floor it is having? It is having 3 floor. Now look at here. Sachin dot house type. It is coming as a house type because we have written here self dot house type having the value of type. Now, what is house type of Sachin? It is having apartment. Okay. Now that's why we can write down any name here. But for this element, we are passing what is the value available for my type, which is we are taking here type, here type, last argument that will be passed through to my this self dot house type. That is nothing but type. Okay. Now write down this class, and if you have any doubt, you can ask me. Completed? Completed?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now let us create one more class having numbers. Okay. Class having name of number game. Okay. Let us say number game. Okay. Inside this class, I have to first of all define my first data by using in it. It is nothing but it is my constructor. Now I am passing one value for my this cell. Okay, and that is having a cell dot a is my a. Simple. This is my data. Now I am creating one function, and this is my test one. Now what is the main purpose of this function? Now there is only one purpose of this function is nothing but you have to return you have to return self dot a self dot a plus 10. Now tell me what will be my value for self dot a. What will be my value for self dot a? Anybody can? What will my value for self dot a?
Yes.
What? Tell me. Whatever I will pass my value for this class having number game. Okay, inside the class of number game I will pass one value as my argument. Okay, so that value will be my value of a, because I am defining here self dot a is nothing but what will be my value for self dot a. Okay, now inside that value 10 will be added. Similarly, we are defining one more function that is having test 2. Okay, inside this test 2 we will pass self, and what is the output of this self, sorry, test 2. So output of test 2 is nothing but what we have to do. Test 2, you have to simply minus 5 from self dot a. Self dot a minus, you have to 5. What will be your number? Let us say I pass value of a as a 10. So 10 minus 5, that will be output will be 5. Similarly, define test 3. Now, what is the purpose of this test 3? Inside the test T, you have to simply return self dot a, self dot a into 3, self dot a into 3. Now this is the my number game class. Now let us execute this class and let us pass the values for my number game. So what is my number game? Let us say for we can give any name for this class. As of now, I am giving name for this class having data game. Data game is nothing but having class of game number. Game. What is name of class? Okay, number game. Sorry, it is having number game. And inside the number game, tell me how much value I have to pass here. How much value I have to
One
pass
value.
for this number game? One, and that value should be tell me which type of data, which
Integer.
type of integer, right? Because we are manipulating with integers. Okay, that's why I am passing value 10. Okay, now data game dot test a, data game dot test a. So first of all, I'm checking what is my value for data a, that is having 10. Okay, now data game dot test 1. Now tell me what will happen inside my test 1 of data game. 10 plus 10.
Yes.
Okay, we have to write down as a function. Okay, now 10 plus 10, like it is giving me 20. Similarly, data game dot test 2, data game dot test 2. Now tell me what will happen inside my test 2 of data game. What is the output of my test 2? It is having, tell me what is the output of my test 2? It will,
5.
okay, it is having 5 because it will minus 5 from my value of self dot a, that is having 10. 10 minus 5 will be my 5. Okay, now data game dot test 3. What will happen inside my test 3? It will multiply by 3 by self dot a, that is having 10, that will be my 30. Like that way this class object will work. Number game. Understood?
Yes, sir.
Okay, now write down. Completed?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now let us create one more interesting class. Now look at here. What is my question? Now I want to create one class that takes data as a list, otherwise XYZ, any data type. Now first of all I have to check that if data is having data type list. Okay, if it is list, you have to print out that list. What you have to do second task inside that class, if it is list, you have to print out that list in reverse order. Okay, now let us create class having name list parser. List parser. Inside list parser, we have to pass out first of all our data that will be using div init and my data self self and then a, that will be my data. Okay, now I am defining what is my a. Self dot a will be nothing but my a. Now I am defining my first function that is taking self, and I have to play with this self. Now what I have to do, I have to first of all check that it is having list or not. So how can we check it is having list or not? If type of self dot a is equal to list or not. If it is list, then you have to write elements of that list for I in self dot a, and you have to simply print out whatever elements of that having inside list. Okay, now print I values. Okay, now this function is completed. Now I have to create one more function. That function, what is my output of this function? I have to simply print out my list in reverse order. So first of all I have to check that it is having list or not. So how can we check that? If type of my self dot a self dot a is equal to list or not. If it is a list, then you have to use, otherwise you have to return. We can return list in reverse order by using self self dot a self dot a start to end in -1. Now you know this we completed in our list topic, basic list topic, data structure. Okay, now what is define 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 okay, def. After def I have to write down the names of that function. Okay, now this is having parser. Okay, this function name is having parser, and after this I have to write down name of this is reverse. Okay, reverse list. Okay, now this object is created. Okay, now a is nothing but my list parser. List parser. Inside the list parser I have to pass out one list. Okay, this is my list. Okay, now this object is created. First of all I have to check that what is my value of this list. Okay, it is having these numbers. Now a dot parser. Now tell me what will happen inside my k dot parser function of my k dot parser. Look at here, parser function. It will simply print out the elements of my list. Okay, it is a function. That's why. Okay, this is printing my number. Now k dot reverse list. Now this will return my list in reverse order. Got it? Okay. Then now write down Okay. Now